Hello, just wanted to jump into a little bit of a deep dive on myself. Give you guys a little bit more information about like who I am, a little bit more about my past, and what has got me to where I'm at now today. So, again, my name is Kylie Brown, born and raised here in good old Missouri, so good old Midwest. Can't really say that when I was young, I didn't really love Missouri, but I do love Missouri. It's a very beautiful state for at least 9 months out of the 12. Still not a big fan of winter, but not sure if that will ever change. I enjoy it for about 2 weeks, and then I'm ready for it to go back to being nice and warm, more of a warm person. So, but anyway, a little bit about myself. So, grew up here in central or Missouri, close to St. Louis, just a little bit west of here, about an hour west of St. Louis, and had two great parents. I have an older sister, younger brother. We, were kind of raised with this other family as well, so I kind of consider them family as well. So I have kind of another sister and another brother as well. They're not blood brother or sister, but they're still part of my family, and I feel that way about them. So I started out in a lot of sports when I was young, which helps I think every kid out there. So not only just staying focused in life and teaching you a lot of different things, discipline, how to be a good sport, everything else. But when I got a little bit older, I got big into motocross, which was huge for me. Motocross is the number one most physically demanding sport in the world. On top of that, it's probably one of the most dangerous sports, hands down, hands down. One of the most dangerous sports where you're going to break bones, tear muscles, all kinds of stuff, concussions, all the fun stuff. But I did that for many years and ended up racing pro when I was younger, and just kept having surgeries, broken bones, and all part of the fun stuff. And end up going into massage therapy and personal training school because I was looking at other things while I was going through all these surgeries and stuff, and it was getting hard on the confidence whenever you keep knocking yourself out or ripping your shoulder or whatever. But went into that for a couple of years. Ended up training a few people down in Florida for a while, and enjoyed that. But I didn't really enjoy the people I was working with. So I ended up going into real estate. Got into real estate big, 2008. I know that's kind of like the years where everybody's like, losing pretty much everything. But for people that were just getting into real estate, it was wonderful. For me, I was doing short sales, so I was negotiating about 100 short sales at any given time. And then went kind of into auctions. So I learned that whole aspect of short sales, auctions, loan mods, all that fun stuff, all through from 2008 to like 2012, 2011, give or take. Yeah, it's 2011. 2011, I got into call centers and started opening up my own call centers, and did really well there while being in real estate. And one of my employees back then, John Picone, came up to me and asked me, would you ever be interested in doing retail development? Wasn't really familiar with it, don't know much about it. Been in real estate for quite a while and did really well. So talked to him. We ended up partnering. We created a company called Retail Equity Services, which we started out doing like Dollar Trees and some Dunkin' Donuts, some small deals. And then we brought in another business partner named Bobby Kaplis. He used to own, what's it called, Star Island Resorts. I think Wyndham owns it now, but he owns Star Island Resorts. He ended up selling that, did really good with it, but he ended up becoming one of our partners. And he brought another partner, which, three was enough at that point, but brought another partner. So I was a 25% owner when Ashley came in. And Ashley and Bobby own CEC Construction. It's a company down in Orlando. They did a lot of our horizontal vertical work and everything else, so they handled that aspect for us. Got the signs in the background, sorry about that. But they handled a lot of the work for us. But when it came to the four people in the company, it's not as lucrative when you're running those type of deals. I'm not saying they're not lucrative deals, but you got to do quite a few of them to make good money. So it was 2016, and we were living in Windermere, Florida, which I love Florida. There's a lot of parts of it. Down there, it's super busy now, but there's lots of part of it I do really love. But my wife, I should say she convinced me, but she talked me into it for sure. Moved back to Missouri, because that's where we're both born and raised here. So her family's here, and I ended up convincing my family to move back as well. So we ended up moving back to Missouri right at the beginning of 2017, February, and been here since then. So I lived in Florida 12 years, lived here Missouri for 21 before that, and then been back in Missouri for what is that now, 7 years? Yeah, since I'm 40 years old, and I've been here for the last 7 years. So I was still running our vacation company, and on top of the vacation company, still running call centers back then and doing real estate. So it was too much things going on, honestly, and I learned a lot from it though. Running that many businesses at one time, you're never gonna make money at anything unless you perfect one thing first. So some advice I'd give to pretty much anybody. Don't try to have too many things going at one time. Perfect one thing, make sure it's making you the money that you expect to make on it, then move on to other things. So with that being said though, doing real estate and was enjoying real estate, came up here, started building some relationships with some of the biggest home builders, which I have a great relationship right now with, you know, some of the big guys up here like Fischer Homes. They're I think 26th in the nation of home builders, and built a great relationship with them. So I have numerous projects currently going with them. I have built quite a few of my own homes and, you know, rehabbed quite a few homes in the past. I think 21 homes, give or take, I've rehabbed. Made money on most of them, lost money on two. Well, shouldn't say two because one of them's not sold yet. But did that for a little while, and was still doing a lot of new builds at the time. So right now we're working on a lot of subdivisions, which is kind of like retail, but completely different in a lot of ways. So retail, you're always working with the brokers, which here you're working with, you know, just that home builder. So it's a little bit different versus putting together whole strip centers or whatever, or not Whole Foods. Dollar Trees were pretty simple, but they could never pay much money, just because, you know, it was $1 per item whenever you were doing any kind of deal with them. So their land cost had to be really, really cheap anytime we did a Dollar Tree deal. But anyway, so we're building subdivisions now, and got some great projects going. We're doing a couple one over in Wright City, one over in Fenton, Missouri, one over in Chesterfield, which we got a couple there, but the other one, until it's approved, I'm not going to really say it's a deal. Then a couple over in Eureka, and then one over in O'Fallon. So we got quite a few deals, and there's many more lined up outside of that. Those are the ones that are pretty far pushed along. Either we're well along in entitlements where they're approved, or we're in the grading phase and we're already handling horizontal and we're about ready to start selling lots to Fisher, or we're going to be building them ourselves. So that's a quick rundown of where I started from. And I think out of everything that I've done in my life, the thing that's made me the most successful, well, outside of God's first and foremost. You know, without him in my life, not much else has been great, honestly. Like when I wasn't close to him, went down just probably like any of you guys, negative path, and life was just rough, honestly, like not good at all. The more I've got him in my life, and like, you know, I pray to God all the time, like so thankful for everything I have, but you know, God bless him. Like, he means everything to me. You know, obviously my family means everything to me as well, but I'm very blessed to have him in my life, and he's changed everything for me. But outside of the man above, I would say motocross. Like, honestly, motocross and the training I had to do to get to the top level of motocross gave me that mindset to never give up and push as hard as you can. And just training you how to do to get to that level is insane. So on top of all the injuries, because it's a mind game, when you're getting hurt all the time, like, man, I don't want to get, you know, I don't want to break another bone. I don't want to get knocked out again. It's a huge mind game. But then you're also running, you know, 5-10 miles a day and working out, riding your dirt bike nonstop. So a lot of training on there. But I put that second to the Lord. So that gave me a great foundation, you know. So, and since then, I still train super hard. I've done, like, you know, physique contests, different stuff like that, which it's fun training for it. Can't really say the actual show was any fun, but training for them were kind of fun, to be honest with you. And just the discipline you got to do, because you know you can't eat anything that, you know, is real too far off your diet. So I like the training aspect of that. Just like programs like 75 Hard. I believe that program is really easy for me because of just my background. Like, I've done it twice. It was real simple. Besides the pictures, I would most time be laying in bed and almost forget to do the pictures. That'd be the only thing that was ever tough for me. So, but guys, that's kind of a background on me, just a little bit about me. Hopefully that helps some of you guys relate a little bit more, and you know, I'll be doing some more updates, and we'll be jumping on some calls together. Look forward to it. Have a blessed rest of your day.